So here I am with the latest Conquest delivery. Let's open this up and take a look. So we have a big tube. We have so let's put these in order. That's 18, 17, 15 and 16. To not receive the £15 art book, then you've got to ring them or send them an email. So I'll be doing that a little bit later. So let's have a look at what we've got. We've got a Biologist Purifier, 6 more dice. We've got one of the sprues from Dark Imperium, so that's 2 Intercessors, 2 Hellblasters and an Inceptor. We've got another sprue of container barrels, ammo crates, and we've got 2 more paints and a new game mat. So I'm going to open these up and we'll take a look at what's inside. So I've taken a leaf through the various Conquest magazines. In this delivery we've got another Plague Marine character. We've got this sprue with 2 Hellblasters, 2 Intercessors and an Inceptor. That means that the Intercessor squad you've got is now up to 5 and is a standard squad. You've got a couple of Hellblasters to add some heavy weapons, and you introduce the Inceptor, which gives you a unit that can fly. And we've got a second I think, sprue of these to give you another piece of terrain to put on the battlefield. You've now got decent forces each side and some terrain. You also get this new playmat, which when you fold out is much bigger than the previous playmat and much wider, but again shows where to put the terrain down when you're playing. And I think this gives you a strong hint that the next lot of stuff you'll be seeing is going to feature the old Gorka Morka era tank obstacle, as well as the ammo crates that are again 3rd edition era, I believe, but also the scenery set that came with the Lunar Base battlefield, and the pipes, and I don't think there's anything much else there apart from some barricades. Those are from the same STC set as these walls. So looking at it, you've got this side which has all the terrain and where you put down already, and then you've got the other side which doesn't, which leaves you free to put it where you like. So from the next delivery onwards they're going to start using this game mat instead. So they're moving everybody collecting this to full scale, at least kill team sized battles. Another interesting thing is in the last delivery where you get 2 more paints, it goes back, let's find the specific page, it shows you everything you got so far. So let's zoom in a bit. It shows you everything you've got so far, and it goes through and it takes you through putting some more details on them. So you've got 12 Poxwalkers, 6 Plague Marines, 2 Nurgle characters and a Blight Hauler. For the Marines you've got 5 Intercessors, 3 Aggressors, 3 Reavers, 2 Hellblasters, an Inceptor, a Lieutenant and a Captain. A Lieutenant and a Librarian. So you go back and you put some more details on these. So at the end of doing this, they look a bit more like this. So you've got a better painted set of stuff. Suddenly your librarian really stands out because he's got a giant red cloak. Your Reavers have got their skull masks. Your Death Guard have got some bony protrusions, and they've got some red in the eye lenses, which means that by the end of it, you've got a much nicer painted set of stuff. At this point, with this delivery, you've got all the basic 40k rules covered. They've gone into more background on the Horus Heresy, they've gone into more background on the Chaos Gods, they're going to start introducing your land-based games using the bigger map, using more terrain, using more models. So it's almost at the point where you're playing full 40k. They introduce the different weapon rules, they introduce fly, they introduce some changes to deployment that gives you basically everything there is in 40k, almost all joined up together. Whether in the next issue they give you, whether in the next delivery you get just a 40k rules reference sheet, which at some point you're going to need, I don't know. But you are then at the point where you've got the beginnings of a Space Marine army, you've got the beginnings of a Death Guard army, and in the next couple of deliveries you've got another one of these and the Death Guard Easy Build Terminators and Lords set, which gives you some proper heavy Death Guard units. I mean, the characters are already pretty nasty, but suddenly you start throwing in Terminators. They can take aggressors on toe to toe, and you've got some heavy hitting stuff for Nurgle. So let's also open this poster. I think it's a poster, let's see. A Space Marine Chapters poster with things like the Rift Stalkers, things like the Scythe of the Emperor, things like the Exorcists, some of the Dark Angel Successor chapters, some of the Blood Angel Successor chapters. Various chapters you've got knocking around. This is in alphabetical order. So you've got the White Minotaurs, which are totally different to the Minotaurs. Are the Minotaurs on there? So it's interesting to see that. Shows they're bringing in you've got the option to paint your Space Marine chapters anything you like. It's not an especially sturdy poster, but it's nice to have for a freebie. But yeah, the meat and bones of this is another Primaris sprue to fill out your squads, another Death Guard character, and some more terrain, which is quite nice. So again, for kids collecting this, it's not a huge modelling project to get through. You've got to paint up another one of these, paint up one of these guys, and you've got 5 Marine models here. Next month I think is going to be more intense, on the basis that I think you'll probably get one of these, 4 Death Guard models that are a decent size, something for Marines, and maybe some more paints. But yeah, still interesting, still I think definitely value for money. This is 15 quid, these are 10. You get a couple of, I've seen people buying 5 issues of these to get 10 Hellblasters and 10 Intercessors, not thinking about how that's 40 quid. You could just buy the starter with 5 Intercessors, 5 Hellblasters and the Death Guard, and swap the Death Guard with somebody for another Space Marine half and get exactly the same plus a bit more. But there's no telling some people. I do think it's nice to get a full 5-man Intercessor squad, but some people are going a bit crazy. Certainly I think the best thing to get is the Death Guard character, and with another Death Guard character next month, Death Guard are getting more and more interesting. They'll have 3 characters, they'll have a Terminator unit, so you can field 5-man squad of Plague Marines, 12 Poxwalkers, a Blight Hauler, 2 little characters, a Lord and some Terminators, and that's actually a pretty good mix to have popping down on the table. I'll be interested to see if they do a Space Marine Captain in the next delivery to counterbalance the Death Guard Lord, but we will see. Certainly it's been interesting to see how they're developing the games in this. They're not necessarily getting bigger, but they're using the more interesting units. So you've got the kids playing this more used to using the special rules to build up their experience with the game. You got the introduction of the big game map. They'll have done three sets of this by now, which gives them a bunch of terrain to put down. For the Marines, you've got, well, two proper squads, the Aggressors and the Intercessors. The Reavers is a reasonable squad, and you've got a couple of Hellblasters and an Interceptor to tootle around, and 2 characters. For the Death Guard, you've got a proper squad of Poxwalkers, a proper squad of Marines, and the Blight Hauler, and a couple of characters to tootle around. It's interesting to see where this is going. In terms of being something you get every month and paint up, it keeps you going. And you're starting to go back and put more detail on things, and things are starting to look like proper painted models, which in the first few issues they really didn't. So yeah, I think it's still decent value. Certainly, it's cost me 32. I think I've got 32 quid's worth here. Yeah, I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to get the art book because it's going to be stuff I've seen a million times before. Whether it's worth it for somebody who's a complete newbie, I don't know. I imagine we will find out because people will pop art online fairly soon after they get it. But yeah, still interesting, still going to keep going. Looking forward to painting this guy up particularly. So if you've liked this video, hit like and subscribe. If you want to chat, leave a comment below. But otherwise, good gaming.